So last we left off, we had finally converged the storylines. We unlocked a brand new mystery character. So spoilers, this is Mayu Chozawa. And she is the holder of the Beckoning Light, the most badass curse echo, because it can basically use the curses against itself. So for example, if we were to run into the Whispering Canal as Mayu Chozawa, and the Whispering Canal's curse was used on us, we can basically reflect it back. At least that's my understanding. I don't know if it just mimics the curse or if it reflects, but my understanding is that it would reflect the curse put on us. Speaking of the Whispering Canal, we have not run into it yet. We don't know where Yoko is. Mr. Yumioka, the sketchy man who is like stalking us at the park, he says that he does not have the Whispering Canal. He or Hihaku Soaps as a company. And Shogo Okie is dead by drowning. And so Yoko must have it, right? Unless she was just like a red herring and she's not actually a character. Unless, you know, what I'm saying is like, maybe Yoko isn't a character. Maybe she was a stand-in for another character. But I don't know. That seems a little far-fetched to me. I think Yoko's a character, you know? Also, to recap, yesterday I came up with a bunch of wild theories for who Shino could be. Now, if you don't know, Shino was the one who Fumichika Nejima was trying to bring back to life. She was the love of his life. He thought that they were fated to be together because he did a ritual to summon someone who can be with him, who can love him. And so she appeared out of nowhere and he took her in, but she died of health complications. And so because he used rituals before and they worked in his favor, he used another black magic ritual to try to bring her back. But when that didn't work, he went to Western magic. And that's what the Rite of Resurrection is. And he did that. He killed people for this resurrection ritual. And it worked. It worked, but not as intended. He brought Shino back, but she didn't come back as she was. She didn't come back sickly. She didn't come back in good health as she was at her age. She came back as a baby. And then Fumichika Nejima was caught by the police and put in jail. Isn't that wild? And he hates Shino for that. He hates baby Shino. When we confront him on the bridge, on Ryogoku Bridge, he's like, that's not my Shino. And I will recreate this ritual as many times as I need to bring her back. In one of the bad endings that we got yesterday, we learned that he is finally able to bring her back at the cost of over 200 lives. And he brings her back, and her name isn't Shino. It's Lady Ashino. Now, we've never come across these names before, right? And so yesterday we were pumping out theories for who Ashino or Shino could be. We have 3 female outliers, right? We have Hitomi Okuda, who was one of the high school girls that Yoshimi, the dead cop, in the juvenile division, was responsible for. Now he gave her a talisman to keep and to look for. So there are 2 talismans in the game. She had one that was Yoshimi's, and she was in search for another. So we have Hitomi Okuda. We have Yoko from the beginning of the game, who has not been mentioned and who has not run into any of our characters yet. We don't know where she is, and they don't know who the Whispering Canal is either. But they know that the Whispering Canal is around. We don't know if she's killed anyone, and we don't know if she's even a real character. Again, she might have been a stand-in character for one of the other ones that we know now. And third, we have Ayame Tono, who we learned is Tetsuo's daughter. Now, Ayame is the most likely subject. She's the most suspect of them all. Hitomi, I think I have just completely ruled her out in my mind. Like, I was thinking about it a lot last night, and I think she's just a good girl. She's doing what her mentor wanted, was to keep this talisman safe, right? I think she's good. Like, as rebellious as she is, I think she's good. Yoko is a wild card. We don't know where she is. We don't know what she's doing, right? But Ayame is the most sus, because she has been involved in so many incidents revolving around the curses. So she has actually been an accomplice to Michio's death. She manipulated Namegaki into not reporting the hit and run. She inspected Michio's body, possibly taking her talisman. She also informed Namegaki about the curses and that there was a rite of resurrection he could be a part of, so he can bring Michio back out of his guilty conscience. She's also Tetsuo's daughter. Like, not to repeat myself, but I want to bring that back for a moment. She is Tetsuo Tsutsumu's daughter. We don't know if she is his biological daughter or if she's adopted. If she is adopted, right? If she's adopted, he could have adopted that baby that was found at the scene of the crime where Fumichika Nejima was found. And who was that baby with Nejima? Shino! Shino reincarnated! So that's why I think it's Ayame. Ayame is at the center of this all. Like, there can't be that many coincidences. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and jump into Harue's story now. She now knows the location of all of the curses. So let's see what she's gonna do. Does she still plan to steal the curses from Tetsuo and who else has one? Mayu. Most likely, she and Richter are gonna conspire to take the curse echoes from Tetsuo, because he's the holder of Most of them. The majority. But yeah. Let's jump into our story. Let's just get back into it. That's enough speculating. That's enough recapping. Last resort. Harue and Richter rescue Mayu Chozawa and interrogate her along with Takumi Yumioka. Yet they fail to gain any particularly useful information about the curse bearers. They decide to return to Harue's home when... ... We've received an update on the hostage situation. The 56-year-old male suspect who has announced his intent to commit mass murder in Sumida City today had taken a woman hostage and gone on the run, but was found by the police in a park in Sumida after 4 p.m. and confirmed dead. So this is Nejima. The weapon the suspect was said to possess was nowhere to be found on site, and its whereabouts are currently unknown. Furthermore, the female hostage was not present, and the search for her continues. So the female hostage there was Ayame, who appeared on the bridge suddenly and got captured. Interesting. If it's being reported on the news, then that lends credence to our story today. Let's think. Well then, how should I proceed? Is this what it's like to be rushing to one's doom? Alright. Anyways, I should ask about her side of the story. Who are they talking about right now? Oh my god! I came into this thinking that they were talking about Mayu. But no. It's not. Well, it's just like I said, right? The female hostage mentioned on the news just now. That must have been you. Which means you killed Nejima with your own curse stone. Well, you said you'd give me refuge, so I came to take you up on that offer. What are you planning? Me? Well, obviously. I'm on to my last resort. You're a curse bearer? So, you're a curse bearer with a curse stone too, right? Are you surprised? Yes, I have a curse stone of my own. It's the Taiko of Tsugaru. Then why go after other people's curse stones? Because killing is bad, you know. Don't you think so too? Now, do we want to answer as Harue or do we want to answer as us? Because if we're answering as Harue, she could care less about killing people as long as she gets what she wants, which is to revive her dead son. I'm gonna say I think so. Killing people is wrong. We can always come back. You're right. It's wrong to kill people for the sake of resurrection. Right? And it's not even 1 for 1, so it's hardly a fair exchange. Either way, that's why I wanted to only use soul drakes gathered by others. But that didn't work out in the end. No one had the backbone to use their curse. The world's gone soft. That doesn't sound like someone who doesn't like killing. With no one mercilessly using their curse in pursuit of their own goals, I had to take matters into my own hands. I heard Namagaki, that young man you were with, used his curse stone too. Huh? How do you know that? Ugh, creepy much. Are you stalking me? I may have heard it from a detective I know. Ugh, there it is. Cops. Bet you know a bunch. I know your type. People who boast just because they know a couple of cops. But the police is filled with nothing but scum. Your father is a part of the police force. My, you seem to hold quite a grudge against the force. Speaking of, this guy's really creeping me out. What's the deal with him anyway? You gonna explain? Even the way he moves is all weird and exaggerated. Right. I haven't introduced myself yet. No. Thank you. I wonder what her intentions are. How is she able to act like nothing happened? Is this just how girls are these days? Richter, are you okay? He was quite shaken just moments ago, but he seems better now. You'd think it'd be harder for him to keep his cool. Anyway, I should ask about her side of the story. Right. We'll keep talking to her then. So, what were we talking about again? Oh, right. Yutaro Namagaki. He is no good, honestly. He was such a wuss. I had to spur him on so many times for him to even use his curse. And even then, he was pissing his pants. And just when I take my eyes off him, he hands over his curse stone to someone. Honestly, he's a disappointment. So that's what happened. Which is why I figured I had to do it myself if I wanted it done right, you know? And that's why my last resort is collecting soul dregs on my own. Let me introduce myself. It's hard to talk as strangers. Is it? And are you okay telling me who you are? Well, I won't stop you. Do as you please. I wonder if she's saying that because she now has Nejima's curse stone. And as we know from the last ending we got, Nejima's curse works based off of knowing details about a person. Knowing their face, knowing their address. I think a whole bunch of other stuff too, like age and gender and all that. So the more information she gets about a person, the more power she's gonna have, basically. Well, I am Harue Shigema, and this is my house. My father and husband are both with the police. Is that so? Then you know that cops are just the worst people, right? Well, there are certainly many who are cold, especially with their own family. In a police family, one is always expected to just grin and bear it, no matter what happens. God, I know, right? What a relief. You understand. I think we might get along. Oh? Well, I'm glad then. And I'm Richter Kai. She didn't ask. Private investigator. What happened to the extraordinaire? Did I ask? But, You're an investigator? So your job is to sneak around and follow people to pry into their secrets, right? Is that why you keep probing with all these questions? Ugh. Guess there's not much I can do to change that terrible impression you got of me. Hey, lady, why are you working with this dude? I asked him to look into something for me. Really? It's just that he keeps looking this way. Because you're sus! Isn't your father a police officer as well? That man is not my father. Not in name or deed. Sounds like there's some bad blood there. Now, that line that she just gave, that man is not my father, that is just boosting my theory that she was adopted by Tetsuo. And just like solidifies to me that she is Shino or Ashino. I've already legally cut all ties. He even had the nerve to act all high and mighty today and still refuse to help me. You met him today? Yes, today. Remember that Chief Tsutsumi who is chasing Nejima? Well, that's him. My dad. What? You're his daughter? A former daughter. I've cut ties. He's never acted like a father, so he doesn't deserve the title. You know, I heard something about that Nejima guy. Apparently, he wanted to get revenge on Chief Inspector Tatsumi for his arrest by going after his daughter. Wait, really? And I heard the police had been searching non-stop to take you into protective custody. So that explains why the police were staking out your place, too. Man, how could I have known that? They came in such intimidating numbers. Wait. Hold on a minute. Doesn't that mean that Nejima was specifically after my life today? That sounds about right. It's a good thing you got out unscathed, or rather managed to turn the tables on him. She is so expressive. She's more expressive than any of the other characters we've run into. That means legally speaking, it was self-defense. But that truly was quite frightening. To think I'd have to go through this just for being related to a cop. It's a disgrace. It truly is. To cause their own child such trouble. I'm sorry. It's okay. You're not the one that needs to apologize, lady. I'm sorry. It just reminded me of what happened to my son. Your son? What happened? My child was also kidnapped and murdered in order to enact revenge against the police, you see. What? How awful! That's terrible! I'm sorry to hear that. Now that you say it, I do remember hearing about an incident like that last year. That must have been your son, huh? My condolences. Let's finish introductions. Now that I think about it, although we've met a few times, I don't even know your name. I guess we're more like acquaintances now. Wait, didn't we just give her our name? You used a curse stone? So, when you were taken hostage by Nejima, You used the curse stone in the gardens and swiftly made your getaway? Well, yeah. I didn't really have time to think on it. At the time, I only thought of how to get out of there. Then, what about now? Could you use it again? Your curse stone? Well, the curse stone doesn't respond during the day, but it's evening now. So I tried using the curse just now and, yep, it seems I activated it. What? You're using it now? It might still be a little weak. I guess it's not supposed to be used repeatedly. But I think I could get it to work once more. Oh, that's so. Sure is. So I'll give you a final warning. It's already started, so be careful, hmm? It started? What started? The curse, of course. All that's left is for the conditions to be fulfilled. Well, shit. She activated her curse? The curse stones can be used already? I let my guard down. I didn't think it could be used this early in the evening. Ma'am, please calm down. What should I do? Should I keep her talking? What do you desire? No, instead of talking about that, how about we talk about why you're so shaken? As I thought, you have a curse stone too. You're a curse bearer, aren't you, lady? Don't answer her. There we go. Ma'am, did she fulfill the conditions? Sure did. Okay, it's time for a beatdown. Jeez, why did you try to hide it now of all times? I would have come if you weren't a curse bearer. Okay. So... Stop! Too bad. She's already dead. This is horrific. I'll be taking her curse stone. Huh? All the haunting clappers needed was a source of fire? That was a close one. Now then, what will you do, Mr. Investigator? You're not a curse bearer, so I don't have any reason to kill you. But I won't show you mercy if you're gonna try to capture me. So, what'll it be? I still don't know how a curse works. It's too risky to make a move. Your employer's already dead anyway, so there's no reason for you to go out of your way to arrest me, right? I could still do my duty as a citizen and report you, you know. What a surprise. This is when you decide to suddenly choose the side of righteousness? She was after the same thing, you know. There's no clean hands when it comes to soul dregs. Well, it looks like you don't have anything to say about that. I'll be taking my leave then. Bye-bye. Was that supposed to happen? Upon killing Harue Shigema, a fellow curse bearer, Ayame obtained more than enough soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. More than enough. However, it turned out that resurrecting someone who died a long time ago required an even larger amount. To fulfill her heart's deepest desires, she'd need to harvest more. So, she waited for the sun to set, for when this Feast of Shadows effects were at its peak. And she used the one-sided reed curse stone she had stolen from Fumichika Nejima. With it, she proceeded to kill all those whose personal information she knew, starting with those who mattered least to her. About the one-sided reed. Kills by dismemberment one whose face, address, name, occupation, and location are all known by the curse bearer. Many of them were random men, gullible and disposable, drawn in by the allure of a female university student. One noteworthy victim among them was Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who, being a curse bearer himself, was promptly targeted for his soul dregs. Tsutsumi's death threw the investigation efforts into disarray, allowing Ayame to avoid capture. Afterwards, she acquired various address registers and phone books and systematically killed the people listed in them. Unsuspecting victims could be safe at home, only to suddenly have their limbs severed. The strange deaths shook society to its core. I don't think that was supposed to happen. But all things must come to an end, and so, in time, the killings stopped. Sometime after the killings, a modern-day genius female ukiyo-e artist burst onto the art scene. She introduced herself as the mysterious Mad Paintress, and her fame grew quickly as she presented one incredible work after another. She introduced herself as the mysterious Mad Paintress, and her fame grew quickly as she presented one incredible work after another. Praised as the modern reincarnation of Katsushika Hokusai, she quickly made her own mark on history. Ending 4. Ayame's Aspiration. Okay, so I think I know how her curse works. We don't stay quiet, first of all. And also, maybe we don't lie. Maybe lying also activates the curse. Let's read real quick, because now we know what she is. That didn't tell me anything. I feel like misleading. Was staying quiet misleading though? I feel like staying quiet for sure led to our death. I feel like misleading the person may also lead to our death. So how about we go into this next run through just being truthful. How about that? Start after Ayame admits to being a curse bearer. She activated her curse? The curse stones can be used already? I let my guard down. I didn't think it could be used this early in the evening. Ma'am, please calm down. What should I do? Should I keep her talking? Why me? No. Instead of talking about that, how about we talk about why you're so shaken? As I thought, you have a curse stone too. You're a curse bearer, aren't you, lady? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm sure you've noticed already. Well, yeah, around last night. It was a little too obvious. Judging by your address, I'm guessing you've got the haunting clappers. Yes, that's right. As long as we don't tell her our occupation, which is as a housewife, I don't think she can kill us with Nejima's one-sided reed curse echo. So we just have to worry about Taiko of Tsuguru right now. Just please don't yap, Harue. Please. This is the only thing keeping you alive. There's a lot of soul strikes on the table for killing a curse bearer, you know. I'm well aware. Did you get soul dregs when you killed Nejima? Of course. His curse stone already contained some soul dregs as well. I think killing one more curse bearer will be enough for the rite. You can combine soul dregs across several storms? Correct! All it needs is the prerequisite amount. As long as you've got that, it doesn't seem to matter where you got them from. How would you know though, Ayame? How would you know unless you're Ashino yourself? I see. Then you won't mind if I took them, right? My lady. You are quite motivated, aren't you? They look like they're flirting. These women are sick. Ma'am? Tobacco? Do you smoke? Huh? Well, a little. Feel free to smoke if you want to, please. I'm okay. I don't see any ashtrays out on display either. Does no one smoke in this family? A little rare, isn't it? Nobody in the family does. Then why did you ask me if I did all of a sudden? Well... Okay, so we know she's a smoker. So she could possibly have a lighter on her. But until we can be like 100% sure, like, we can't use our curse. There's it's too high risk. But now Richter knows. Hopefully Richter got the hint. And so he'll, you know, do something to guarantee that she gets a lighter. Your father, the chief inspector. I met him not too long ago. Oh, really? He came off a little stiff and awkward. Huh, there's a surprise. But there was something charming about his seriousness, and he seemed like he cared a lot about his daughter. Please, cut it out. It's gross. You don't know a thing about us. Outsiders shouldn't butt into another family's affairs. Though he may as well be a stranger to me now. Even if you've cut legal ties, you're still related by blood. Huh? We're not related at all. I knew it! We got her! This is Shino! Huh? He probably thought that I never noticed, but it wasn't hard for me to figure out that I wasn't related to them by blood. So, you were adopted. Well, I got curious, so I looked into it. It was all pretty straightforward. I was a baby when they took me in. All they did was raise me. My mother first got pregnant shortly after she married. But it was a stillbirth. The whole affair left a deep wound on her heart. My father couldn't bear to see it. So it was for her sake that he did it. I was a substitute. A replacement for the child she lost. He decided that all by himself. He didn't discuss it. Maybe he was trying to be thoughtful. So any baby would have been fine, as long as it could have comforted the woman who hoped to become a mother. Putting it in such a way, it's not easy to raise a child. My mother was bewildered. Wouldn't you be, after being told to raise a baby that wasn't your own? But she couldn't just abandon the baby either. Yet my father just left everything to my mother and never lent a hand. He is so damn selfish. The two of them grew apart. I watched them try and figure out how to understand each other, and the sight of it disgusted me. It was a messed up family, I tell you. Well, I guess my presence was to blame for that rift to begin with. You shouldn't say that. I know he's bad at expressing himself and has his work, but still, that shouldn't be an excuse. But knowing all that, I couldn't take it anymore. It just made me want to hurry up and leave home and live on my own. I still rely on him for tuition and allowance, but that much is normal for most kids, right? I don't want him to start acting like he's my father now, just because he's doing the minimum. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like it was tough for all of you. I'm sorry. You're right, it's not my place to talk about your family. Oh well, I may have said too much. To think I spilled all that when I don't even know what the conditions are. Could it be what we were talking about had something to do with the activation conditions for the hunting clappers? Who knows? I know. So Nejima, how did you kill Fumichika Nejima? I'm not telling you. I only ask because it does concern me. He was the reason my child was kidnapped. There's not much to say. We talked and he cleared the conditions for my stone. Did he show any signs of remorse over his past crimes? It didn't feel like he did, no. I see. The world is full of trash men, I tell you. I agree. Oh, Richter. Sorry. In a way, I guess you could say you put a stop to Nejima's mass murder schemes. About that. There's no guarantee that I won't do it myself. I picked up his curse stone of the one-sided reed. It really is something else. Unfortunately, I can't use a curse stone that's not mine until it's late at night. Really? Are you okay with telling me that? Yeah, that's very interesting information. How silly of me. I let that slip. What is your wish, Ayame? Is it really to resurrect Katsushika Hokusai? Yes. There's no life that holds more value than his. Including my own. Now, I wonder if Hokusai was like her lover in their past lives? But in her previous ending, Hokusai was a female. So I wonder if she took on his name or his legacy. Because obviously he would come back as a boy still, right? I don't know. Could they come back as different genders? That's normally how it, like, reincarnation would work, right? You just come back as anything. You just have memories of your past life. I don't know if that's how it works in this game, but we know Hokusai is a man, and in her ending, there was a female Hokusai. So, I don't know. You're saying you'd be willing to die if it meant bringing Hokusai back to life? Not all life is equal. At least, not to me. A life that can birth art with the power to move hearts is infinitely more worthy. Compared to that, the life of someone like me, someone that can't produce a thing, has no value. That's unhinged. I'm still young. It's the age for wild thoughts. But aren't you the same as me? What? You've got a life more important than your own. A life you consider more important than the lives of many others. That's what you're doing it all for, isn't it? You're right. If I can save my son, I couldn't care less about my life, or the lives of others. Oh, we know, Harue. Who's unhinged now? I'm a mother. It is what it is. Dang, the feelings of a proper parent are something else. But if that's your wish, then what do you plan on doing if you don't get your wish? Oh, I haven't thought of it. I might just keep on trying to bring Hokusai back some other way. You really are obsessed. You and Hihaku's chairwoman might be cut from the same cloth. Who's that? She's like an all-powerful vortex of obsession, turned to yokai-level proportions. You're saying I'll end up like her? Are you looking forward to such a future? I'd rather not have to wait till I'm old and creaking. I want it to happen now. I'll put my life on the line for Hokusai. Do we want to negotiate? Listen, Ayame. I have something to ask you. No. The answer's no. The curse stone in your possession, I'm not giving it up. You're right. We're both made of stronger stuff than that. You're not giving it up. And neither am I. You know full well, right? I guess we do just have to go with the tobacco thing, huh? That there's no room left for negotiation here. You're right. There's not. wonder why that's not checked off. Okay, well, we go back to the tobacco thing? Because we can't exit this dialogue window. So, I'm good for now. Oh, we know you're good, but, you know, we know that you smoke now, so... Well, that is if you're telling the truth. Did you try to use your curse just now? It seems I didn't meet your curse's conditions. I knew it! I wonder if it was smart to secretly toss the lighter I was carrying earlier. When did... You made the mistake when you decided to ask me about smoking. If a source of fire is the condition for your stone, then you won't see me falling for it now. You wasted your chance with all this chatter. All you needed to do was activate your curse first. I brought everything Nejima had on him, including the lighter he was holding. But it's over now. Yes, I concede. So we shouldn't have asked about the tobacco. Whoops. Alright, let's negotiate. Alrighty. With your cards on the table, you're out of options. Richter, a little help here? It might be possible for Mr. Investigator there to pin me down by force. But he's not gonna do that, is he? Correct. I won't take that risk. Not while your curse conditions are unknown. Coward. Seriously, he could have helped a little bit. I came to kill you and acquire your soul dregs, but after hearing you out, I got a question for you. Why don't you just give up on the right of resurrection? Huh? You said it was your son, right? The one you want to bring back? But haven't you done enough? I'm sure your son is content knowing you cared for him this much. I'm truly willing to die to resurrect Hokusai, but you can't say the same, right? If you're gonna bring your son back, you have to be alive as well, right? In fact, what you really want is for both of you to live, right? Yes. Well, even if you both live to see it, your son would grow up knowing you for who you are. Someone who stole the lives of others to bring him back. You'd be putting the burden of shouldering all the lives sacrificed for him on his little shoulders. Are you really okay with that? If you didn't even think about that, then what you're doing is not for your son. It's for yourself. Aren't you just bringing him back to fulfill your own desires? Ma'am, what she's saying may be harsh, but holds a kernel of truth. Don't reduce yourself to nothing but a mother who would sacrifice anything for her son. That's not... We discovered the truth behind his kidnapping. Next, you should try to take some time to come to understand your own feelings. I'll help you every step of the way. Getting to the heart of things is what an investigator does. What will you do? Ma'am, if you relinquish the curse stone to a curse bearer, you will no longer be a curse bearer. you won't be a target anymore. Ayame is giving you a chance. Think hard, and then give your answer. I guess we give it up here. Very well. Here. Thanks! Glad you could see reason. Ma'am, you made the right choice. Oh, shut up, Richter! Dang, you really didn't collect any soul dregs, huh? I promised myself that if I ever used it, it would be only once. But in the end, it didn't come down to numbers. So, they only need to be carrying a flame? This seems pretty practical. Well, I'll be taking my leave then. There's no point in going after you for soul dregs, so I'm off to the next curse bearer. Do you know who remains? You speak as if you've already figured it out. Mm-hmm. I've got a pretty good idea from our talk. What will you do? Do you plan to stop me? It's not my place to intervene. All right, then. Hey, lady, can I borrow your phone? I don't mind. But who are you calling? The cops. I think it would be faster if I called them directly. She's insane! I got an achievement, Harue's Resolve. So, there is definitely another branching path here where we obviously kill her off, right? So we're gonna do that real quick. We're gonna kill Ayame. These women are sick. Okay, where can we resume? After we admit that we're curse bearer, we're gonna talk about her father. We're gonna talk about this, and we're just gonna use it. Huh? Man, please think this through. So we didn't talk to her about tobacco smoking, so she had no chance to throw away her lighter. So now she's just gonna die. She's just gonna burn to death. Jesus. Her skin already melted off. Ma'am, why? It was the only way. Richter, could we settle any outstanding tabs now? Yeah, sure. Some days later. Amamori, you got a moment? Of course. What is it, Mr. Richter? I was just curious. Have you heard of the legend of the mother who prayed to the Sumida River and resurrected her dead child? What are you on about? The mother searched so desperately for her abducted child that she lost her mind. Her son was found dead in Sumida River, so then she built a mound and continued to pray there until her son somehow emerged from the mound, back from the dead. Or so the legend goes. I heard it's being adapted into a no play too. Interesting. And? Well, it just had me thinking that legends really do exist. Sorry to ask again, but what are you on about? at that. Now, because his death was recent, I wonder if Shuichi came back to life as he was. Or did he also come back as a baby? Did he come back as a boy even? What do you guys think? Out of all of the endings we got so far, this is a good one. This felt really... Like, I'm not saying it's the best. Obviously, she still killed someone, right? But this is a nice, like, wholesome end. It's just a mother reuniting with her son. Never mind. It is what it is. Welcome to my office. It might be small and dirty, but welcome. Come on, Ernestine. Say hello. That's his bird. That's it. Good girl. Oh, that boy over there? That must be... Hey, kid. I'm a private investigator. I worked with your mother not too long ago. What's that? You want to be an investigator when you grow up too? That's great! It's so much better than becoming a police officer. Hey, Amamori? Don't you tell the kid to give up on his dreams. I think it's a great idea. Why don't you bring us all some tea instead? Pardon me. Let's start over. What brings you to my humble office today? Ending 3, Harue's Legacy.